All right, here we go. The game. Me and Maz think the Niners are going to win. You think Seattle's going to win. Why Brandon, you go first. Make your case.
My
And
case
then me
is
and Maz are just going to cut you off as soon as you start talking. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
my case is pretty
Okay,
simple.
so I think the 49ers.
My case is pretty simple. I mean, on paper, the Seahawks should smoke them. They won by 10. They should have scored 27 points against us 2 weeks ago. They scored 13, right? Like they choked. Their kicker stinks. So like that's a positive. Myers is going to miss like 2 field goals again, probably. Need a Darnold bad game. But I just look at the line and I was looking like Ben Fox from I think he does like BetMGM betting stuff. Like he says what the public's on. The public is like 70% of money or 75% of money is on Niners +7, which leads me to believe Seattle's going to wipe them out because they can't have the public keep winning. So like Vegas
and
knows
the public's
something.
usually wrong.
Yeah, and the public's they were right last week, which was shocking. They won like a lot. So I think, Vegas needs a big week. They set that line at 7.5, knowing that people would take San Francisco +7. So I think they're getting some information from some personnel departments that Seattle's going to smoke them this week. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's one of those like, look up to God and be like, look, Purdy, let me throw a ball downfield, like the Debo one that almost got picked off last year, and then he went for a touchdown. Jawan Jennings, DeMarcus, they need a hot start. If they don't score 7 on the first drive, they're toast. I think we can all agree there.
Well, I mean, it's a long ball game. I don't think it has to be the first drive.
I think they have to. They have to knock them out early.
I think every single drive they should score a touchdown. That'd be awesome.
I was fully prepared to pick the Seahawks. I picked the Seahawks in week 18. And the thing that really tipped me over the edge to the Niners is Darnold. It's one thing to pick Darnold to win a week 18 game. It's another thing to pick him to win a playoff game. I mean, he's only started one, and it was a freaking disaster.
And he had a better offense with the Vikings than he did with the Seahawks.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do it again. But if he does do it again, all of a sudden he's written off. I mean, they're probably going to get a new quarterback. Like it seems like he's under an insane amount of pressure. And then he ends up on the injury report with an oblique strain and he doesn't practice fully and Drew Lock's taking reps. It's like, I don't know, man. It seems like you just gave yourself an excuse if you lose. Oh, it's not that I choke in playoff games, it's that my oblique hurt. It's like, all right, well, that's good to know. I'm picking the Niners because Brock Purdy isn't the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's been in these situations before. He's not going to be dizzy because of the pressure the way that I really think Sam Darnold has stage fright right now. That he's got that, like he's in the bathroom, like his stomach hurts. That's the vibe I get from him. I have no confidence in him. I don't think his team has any confidence from him. I think they call plays hoping he doesn't mess up. And yeah, they could beat the Niners with a quarterback like that. But if it's close, like despite whooping the Niners' ass in that game, it was if Christian didn't give the ball to the other team, it's close at the end, and Darnold might have cracked, and Brock could have led one drive maybe, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's that kind of a game. On the other hand, 8-day rest differential, the Niners could get their doors blown off. I don't know,
Grant,
man.
that could go two ways. Grant, that could go two ways because I swear rest is good for some teams and it's bad because that's Niners Green Bay. We had that huge bye week,
like 7,
and then we came out and we looked like shit. Like that could happen to the Seahawks. We played 5 days ago or 6 days ago. We could come out guns blazing. They could be like, oh shit, these guys are ready to go, and they would. I think the Niners are going to win just because of what you said, Grant. I think Sam Darnold. If we get the Sam Darnold that was on the Vikings and played against the Rams, I don't see how we lose this game. And I think this Niners team's just. It's magical. I don't know what it is. I just posted a TikTok. Like this team just has something about it that it's weird. It's different this year. It's different. We're winning with also practice squad players.
Like a big part of the reason the Niners got smoked against the Seahawks in week 18 is they gave up 88 rushing yards in the first quarter. 12 carries, 88 yards, 7.3 per carry, and a touchdown. Like it was disgusting. And then by the end of the game, they had 2 new linebackers on the field, and Wallow and Kendricks, and a new safety on the field, and Siegel, I believe. And the run defense was much better by the end of the game. I feel like the run defense shouldn't be an issue. And this Seahawks run game isn't that great statistically. They're averaging about 4.1 yards per carry, exactly 4.1 yards per carry. So they can do better against the run. And
Grant, third down. I don't think you can say the Niners got smoked. I think offensively, the Niners in that Week 18 game, they played terrible. But saying smoked, it was 13-3, like you just said. McCaffrey catches that ball, it's a 3-point game. So I don't
Okay,
think
let me choose a better word, like manhandled, bullied.
Sure. Yeah.
And it didn't show on the scoreboard, and ultimately they could have won that game, but they still gave up 180 yards. Like they still got physically manhandled in a way that they probably won't in this. I don't expect them to again, but I don't know.
We'll see. They got to come out like strong because, like Maj mentioned, when Green Bay a few years ago, they came out strong against the Niners, and it took the Niners about 2 quarters to wake up, and they got hit a little bit, and then they were like, "Okay, we're playing a football game." That I think that might end up happening to Seattle, where they're just not physical to start off the game, and that's when you can start putting up points. I think them playing the Niners the last game they played is not a good thing for them either. I mean, Kyle's 3-0 against them after playing them the time before. I believe that's the statistic. And Kyle's never lost in the divisional round, by the way, ever. It's never happened. So like I guess and Brock Purdy's never lost in Seattle. So those are great things. And they already won with Jake Tonjes without George Kittle in Seattle earlier on this year after the first drive, right? So those are positives. I don't even think Darnold needs to be even mediocre. Like if it's all going to be about, like Grant said, if they stop the run and they put up points, they're in a good position to win the game. If they do neither or one of neither, they're in a position to lose the game. I think it's very simple. I don't think Darnold makes a difference. I don't think Seattle's going to put up 40 points, and I don't think he's going to throw 2 picks because we never intercept passes.
No, I think Grant's frozen. He's in a hotel. And also, Brandon, I think Mike McDaniel, like everyone's talking about how he's a great head coach. This is his first playoff game. Playoffs are a much different McDonald. Like it's a different game. It's not the same game, right? So I do think he's probably going to be nervous. Darnold's going to be nervous. Darnold has to prove that he's a good quarterback in this game. This is Darnold's biggest game of his career. You get the number 1 seed. You're in Seattle. You're playing against an injured Niners team. If you lose this game, that's very bad. That's a bad look on you. Very bad.
I'm gonna say something too until Grant comes back on because I think he'll disagree with me. Grant, you there?
There he is.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go to the hotspot, man. What's up with these awful hotel Wi-Fi's that you pay $15 a day
You got to
for?
go to Argentina instead of Seattle, and then you get better Wi-Fi.
Sorry about that. I'm back. What's up?
I was just saying, I also think there's a lot of pressure on Brock. Like, I know people say there's no pressure, but like, has he dominated a good defense all year? Like the Eagles game, he threw 2 picks. Like, like Mike Mack has historically dominated Brock Purdy. Like to the point where his passer ratings in like the 50s in the games he's played against them. Like he wasn't particularly good against Seattle. Ricky made the biggest difference. So Ricky needs to play if they want any chance at winning. And the second game, he couldn't do anything until the last drive. And I'll give him credit. The last drive, he was layering some passes when they needed it most. He's got moxie. If it's close at the end of the game, he's going to step up. Like I have no doubt about that. But like, I'm worried about him stringing together like a 200-yard, 2-touchdown, no interception performance. Like I'd be shocked if he doesn't throw 2 picks. I'd be shocked.
I think there is a lot of pressure on Brock because if they lose and he throws a pick or 2 all offseason, 9 months, we're going to be talking about that and him losing to Darnold. So,
but it's not just him losing to Darnold. It's him losing to that defense.
Sure.
That defense is very good.
But he hasn't been able to figure it out.
If they lose a low-scoring game and he throws, I think there is pressure on Brock in this game. I think there is.
Like Josh Allen would figure out Mike Mack after 4 times of playing him. Like Brock has yet to have a good game against Mike McDonald.
And I feel like this is the kind of game, not to piss off Mon, it's the kind of game that Mac Jones could win. Because what you want to do, like you can't run the ball. Like it's a lot like to me what they were up against the Rams in week 5. You're not going to run the ball. You have a pass rush that you can't really block. So what are you going to do? They won the game by throwing 49 quick passes. They threw 49 checkdowns and won. That's kind of what you got to do in this game. You're not going to get the ball down the field. You don't have Ricky. You don't have the offensive line for it. You're not going to run the ball between the tackles or outside the tackles. So you got to throw very quick passes. But
take your checkdowns.
Take your checkdowns. Like use check. Kittle. Not Kittle. Tonjes. McCaffrey. And it's like that's what Mac was doing. And people were like, okay, but like Brock's going to make the offense more explosive. Not against this. I'm not saying Brock can't do it, but he needs to do that.
And I think he can do that. I just think he makes that $53 million. And he's like, you know what? I got to make these big plays. It's like I was talking with Tyler, and I was agreeing with Tyler. There was the throw to Tonjes. Literally, Kyle Juszczyk was wide open. Kyle Juszczyk was literally sitting there. Purdy could have just checked it down to him, got like 5 or 6 yards. But he wanted to make that big play, threw it to Tonjes. It got intercepted. He
Who's covered by Quinyon Mitchell? It's like Purdy.
Yes.
That's a bad matchup. I like Jake, but not like that.
Exactly. So that's why I just check it down. If the check down's there, take the check down. Don't just chuck it down the field and pray.
Wait, Grant,
take all the check downs.
You said Ricky you don't think is going to play?
I mean, he'll play, but like
he's going to run route and then get injured again.
Him and Trent are the biggest differences in that game. Like you can put up points if you have those.
We asked him yesterday. He's like, this isn't going to be better until the season's over. Like I'm doing what I can. Christian got the same injury last year and shut it down immediately. So you could say he's made of glass, or you could say he's tough for trying to gut it out. I don't know. Look, up to you.
Him with a PCL injury is still better than Demarcus Robinson. And I love Demarcus Robinson. And he had a great week last week. But let's be real. We're not beating the Seahawks with D-Rob as our number one wide receiver. Come on. You got to have.
The problem is, at week one, they had all that success going at Reek Woolen through Pearsall, because Reek Woolen's 6'3" and clunky, and he's good against big receivers like Robinson, not Pearsall.
Yeah, so they got to use Pearsall. He's got to play, and if
Pearsall's
he's even
–
he's got to be better.
He's got to play this game.
I also think like people don't think the Niners will be able to run on the Seahawks. I disagree. I actually think they'll be able to run this game because they have Trent. Like if they use B-Rob a little bit, maybe will we see a Jordan James? Will we see a Jordan?
Hell no. Hell no. If there's a prize picks on that, I'm saying hell no. But maybe they play B-Rob a little bit more. I think the stats are pretty staggering. When they didn't have Kittle this year and they did have Trent, they weren't running the ball at all. They had Trent against the Rams, couldn't run the ball. It's possible, but this is the best run defense.
Farrell's supposed to be one of the best blocking tight ends in the league.
What they got Juszczyk for, man?
Well, Juszczyk
is Juszczyk going to go for 100 yards in this game? 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties for Juszczyk.
If Juszczyk goes for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, Grant, I think you need to like get on your knees and pray.
I don't owe him an apology. I said, hey, man, this was back when they had Debo, Ayuk, and Juwan at the same time last year. I was like, hey, man, maybe they should use more 11 personnel instead of 21 personnel to get their best players on the field. A week later, he accuses me of staring at players while they're naked. I'm like, whoa, you owe me an apology. Like, what is that about?
Listen,
that's weird.
I'm not gonna lie.
Why would you do that?
I'm not going to lie. Juszczyk, Grant, I know you don't like him, but he did have a very good game last game.
I don't dislike him. I was just caught off guard with that wild personal attack. He must not like me. I just thought they should play him less. It wasn't personal. I actually don't know him. Dang. He still owes me an apology.
Grant, have you ever interviewed him since that or no?
No. Why would I want to? He says I stand too close to him. Dude, I will give you all the space you need for the rest of your life. Are you kidding? And I don't understand why people ask him so many questions, man. He doesn't need to speak for the whole team. He caught the ball once today. We can ask about that one play 8 times. Why don't we go talk to, Garrett Wallow?
Yeah.
What? Just because he didn't go to Harvard doesn't mean he doesn't know football. Garrett Wallow.
He doesn't have a famous wife. Doesn't have a more successful wife.
Wait until this weekend.
Yeah. Guess who's going to be paying the bills for 6 months? His wife, not him. Once the season's over.
No, but now he's for sure going for 120 and 2 touchdowns. Juszczyk. But I'm not apologizing.
100%. I'm ready for it.
Dude, what's the apology for?
What a clown.
Standing too close to you? I would never stand close to you.
Bro, all these players, like when I was covering the Angels, you're in the locker room, right? Like, this, Grant, and you're going to interview players. Sometimes they change in front of you. Like, what do you get? I mean, you're not staring at them. Like,
sometimes you're like interviewing like Juwan Jennings, and there's hella people there because he's important and he does things, and a lot of people want to hear what he has to say. And so there's like a half circle, and it's like 4 people deep. And then, there's someone who has the locker next to Juwan and they want to go and change. It's like, well, it's a bad time because we're all interviewing Juwan, and maybe that's what he was referring to. But I would never stand near the fullback by choice. I mean, that's not something I would want to do personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's scared of you, Grant. I think
I'm scared of him. He's the physicality. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared.
I think you're more of an alpha than Kyle Juszczyk. I think he realized your alpha
He looks at you and starts shivering.
Scared.
He's like, is that Ricky Pearsall? Oh, wait, no.
No, he's like, that's the healthy Ricky Pearsall. That's somebody who can actually stay on the field.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Baby Radiant says need the Niners to score at least 21 points to win.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do it, but maybe they will. Got you. Sunday Living says if they do that, I'm not watching the games next year. Shout out, Princess. Yeah, you will. I don't know what you're talking about. Patrick Willis says is Seattle pulling a Brock toe excuse, but with Sam's oblique. Okay, someone brought this up. Do you guys think that the Sam Darnold oblique injury is a ruse in response to the Fred Warner? Is he going to play or isn't he going to play? I saw that theory like, oh, the Niners were just messing with the Seahawks. So now the Seahawks are messing with the Niners. Do you buy that?
No, because Locke practiced with
exactly.
So
that would be an elaborate ruse. We're going to not start Darnold.
Yeah,
2 days before the game just to mess with the Niners.
We're not going to have Darnold practice with the ones 2 days before the biggest game.
That's what I meant to say.
Like, come on. Like, of course, he's dealing with some oblique injury.
And they say it's no big deal. Sounds like a deal. Oblique for someone who has to throw a ball. Sounds painful. They could probably give it a shot, but I don't know. Gizmo Maltese says, imagine if D'Amico wins a ring before Kyle. Imagine if D'Amico beats Kyle in the Super Bowl at Levi's. Imagine that.
I don't know if they'll get there. CJ's been so
Their defense can win them a championship, though. Their defense is so good.
CJ's been so bad, bro. Like, I don't know.
All I want to say, though, is that it feels like the football gods really hate Kyle because they build him up and make it seem like he has a chance, and then he loses in the most gut-wrenching way possible. It's like, what did you do in your past life to deserve this? Like, this could be another one where he gets so close, and everyone's like, man, this is the best coaching job ever. And it's like, oh my God, you lost like that?
Well, it's funny how the media changes it in the sense of like Stephen A. Smith when he said Kyle Shanahan's the biggest choker of all time a few years ago when he lost the Super Bowl. And now he's like, Kyle Shanahan's like, he's great. He's doing the best coaching job I've ever seen.
I don't want to say that until he wins the Super Bowl because he waits until the last second to break your heart. And I don't want to give him for too long.
I do think he's coached better in each Super Bowl he's been to, if that makes sense. Like, I think he's coached a little better in each one that he's like, I think he's gotten a tiny bit better.
I would disagree.
You think the opposite?
Here's the say. Maybe in certain ways he did, but I think he made the same mistake in all three. All three Super Bowls, he's winning at halftime. All three Super Bowls, look at the game sheet from the third quarter. Pass. What the fuck? And then look at his dad. When his dad was in the Super Bowl, had leads at halftime, third quarter, run. He
and
won
he didn't know the overtime.
John Elway threw like 18 passes. Like, that's on you, man. And hopefully this year, if they have a lead in the second half, he runs the damn ball.
I think
he didn't know the rules.
I think he will. If they get
excited.
I think if they get back to the Super Bowl, they'll win. For sure.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, Abu Marco 23 says this crazy run reminds me of a small no-name school that makes it all the way to the Final Four during March Madness. At some point, the roster disadvantage is going to matter and the dream ends.
No.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very much a Cinderella team with Cinderella at quarterback. P. Scott says, Hawks have the best record against playoff teams this year, 6-2. What is Brandon talking about?
You want me to see you want me to explain that? I'll pull up their schedule right now. They lost to the 49ers in week 1. They beat a bad Steelers team by a lot. They beat a bad Saints team by a lot. They barely beat the Cardinals by 3 points. They beat the Jags before the Jags went on their run by 8.
Yeah.
They beat the Texans before the Texans
went Niners lost to the Jags.
I know, and the Texans. But they come on, like the Texans weren't. You got to look at momentum. The Texans were still like 2-5 when they played the Seahawks. The Jaguars didn't have their 8-game win streak. They beat Washington bad because Washington sucks. They lost to the Rams. They beat the Cardinals by 20 when the Cardinals gave up. They barely beat the Titans by 6. They barely beat the Colts. They should have lost at home by 2, and then they lost to the Rams, and then they beat the Panthers by 17 because the Panthers play like the worst team in football every other week. So, I mean, I don't think they're as good as people think. I don't think anybody is, though.
That's true. All Niners. I mean, I just don't think any team with Sam Darnold as their quarterback is that great. I mean, you could have the best roster in the league, but if Sam Darnold is your quarterback, there's a good chance you're not winning the Super Bowl. And if they don't, there's a good chance they're blaming Sam, whether or not it's really his fault. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like there's so much pressure on this team. They look like the up-and-coming team that's really young. Dude, they're one bad loss away from having a full-blown quarterback controversy, taking a guy in round 1. Oh man, it'll be
Grant.
Jalen
They don't need to take a guy in round 1. They got Jalen Milroe.
Milroe. I know.
Throw right to the defense, Milroe.
All Niners says is Vegas knows something we don't. The spread has stayed at +7 the whole week. This has to be the easiest money of all time. I don't feel great about it. I mean, the Niners could easily get. There's an 8-day rest disadvantage. I saw something that teams with that much of a rest disadvantage have never won. Now, if you knock it to 7 days, the Niners have won in that situation, but it's a lot. So I could see it. And then the Niners didn't do one full speed practice this week. They could get waxed. But I'm picking them to win because I know ball. The GOAT catcher says dink and dunk over and over. No need to show off the long, flashy passes.
Yes.
Who are you throwing to?
Play simple.
Maybe Jacob Cowing.
You're such a
the
troll.
entire game. Just throw it to
Jacob Cowing.
Got to go after Reek Woolen, man. That's the guy. Siegfried says one day Grant will get his own TV show. Yeah, hopefully with Maj.
With Nick Wright.
All Niners says is Wallow playing even if Winners is healthy. I feel like Winners isn't that good, and the Niners are better without him.
Hits hard. Dude. He just hit. It looks sexy. It's like Mustafa, bro. Like when he hits people, he hits them hard, but he can't cover to save his life.
Wallow if Wallow could play like how he played last week, dude, you don't play Winters.
Winters never had a game as good as the one Wallow just had.
Yeah, I think I swear weeks 1 to 3 he was really good. Nice. Yeah, that was
Honestly,
good.
Moxie matters more. I don't care about pure talent. Winters has more talent than Wallow. Wallow knows how to play football. He's smarter.
Yeah,
out there. That matters.
Yeah.
I swear Winters has had a couple really good games. Like the weeks 1 to 3, I remember watching D Winters. I was
11 tackles against the Texans. He had 10 tackles against the Jaguars
in the league, dude.
I just feel like when he's on the field, the Niners can't stop a screen pass to save their lives. They're like, oh my God, it's a screen. Like, yeah, it's a screen. I don't know. M-Dad says, I like this new Grant that compared Purdy to Mahomes after the Eagles game. Loving it, bro. Purdy will get us there. Let's go. Yeah, he just has this
Grant's hopping on the bandwagon.
This dark magic that you can't really explain. How come no one can ever catch Patrick Mahomes? He's running a 4.8. Same with Purdy. How does no one ever touch you, man? You're not fast. Neither is Mahomes, but they are beyond elusive, and it's incredible. I don't begin to act like I understand it. Lamar Jackson's getting beat up. No one can touch Brock Purdy. Sure, of course, it's pro sports. 7 Dennis says Seattle scores 13 in both games. F them. SF 31. So yeah, 31. They're gonna score 31 for sure. Gizmo says Seahawks have the same number of Super Bowl wins as the Jets.
Don't let them forget it. Their fan base is so cocky. Don't let them forget it.
Anoop says Solid coached his best game versus Philly. Use the same game plan. Seattle 5-man front, 8 in the box, single high safety. Niners will win. Move Purdy. Pretty much 8 in the box. Got to do it. Single high.
Maybe that's why it's called
Jared Darnold. Revolutionary Captain says it's not the football gods, it's the NFL. The league hated the Niners since Cap took a knee in the 2016 season. Also, we kept getting that poopy Bill Vinovich on every important game. It's not a coincidence.
I miss Colin Kaepernick. I love Colin Kaepernick.
And since then, the Niners have worked very hard to show the league that they're extremely Republican. And maybe 10 years of this has finally gotten the league to overlook what they did.
They have some of the biggest Republicans in the entire NFL on their team. I don't think the NFL is. I don't think.
I miss Colin Kaepernick.
They're dying for the Donald Trump invite after the Super Bowl. Yes,
they won. Osa would literally stay 5 days in advance, right next door to the White House for sure.
Do y'all miss Colin Kaepernick? I miss Colin Kaepernick, dude. Young Maj, I loved Colin Kaepernick. Dude, his touchdown celebration.
I never thought that they would actually end his career. I thought it would be one season. So and then he'd finally come. He was good enough to keep playing. He got screwed.
He did get screwed by that. He was still really good. That
he
team
was better
was
than
so
Cam
bad.
He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson.
Dude, I don't think people realize how bad that roster was once Harbaugh was canned. They blamed Kaepernick and they thought
he changed though. When he in 2012 and 2013, go back and look at him. He was the most jacked dude on the team. Then by 2016, he was a vegan, and not that there's anything wrong with being a vegan, but he wasn't nearly as jacked anymore. He had a whole different thing going on. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he wasn't going to be that super fast dual threat quarterback anymore. He was going to have to.
He was a vegan.
He was vegan. I don't know.
Prince Fielder started being a vegan, and he couldn't hit as many home runs.
We were talking about it. He was like, "Yeah, Tom Brady does it. Why can't I do it?" Well, because Tom Brady's not an athlete. How about that?
Yeah, but he is the best mind that's ever played the game of football. So I mean, that's his super.
Kaepernick was number 2. Seven Dennis says Seattle can only score 13 and Vegas gives him 7.5. How much confidence do you have in Robert Saleh this week, man? He prepared for 6 opponents this week. He prepared for the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Titans, the Ravens, maybe the Falcons, and the Seahawks this week. That's a week in 6 days. Damn.
I always have trust in Robert Saleh. I always do. He's my favorite.
I don't know.
That one made Maj waver a little bit. He's like,
the defense is
I know. I'm a little scared.
Defense is kind of due for a stinker. I'm not gonna lie.
Brandon, shut up. No, they're not. They're not. Like you're the
dude, if Sam Darnold lights up the defense, I don't see how Robert Saleh gets a head coaching job after that. If you lose because Sam Darnold lights you up, that's it, man. You don't get to be a head coach.
Brandon, who are you guys more scared of? Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold? Who's better?
Both
Darnold.
are horrible.
I'm going to say Darnold.
Yeah,
you say Darnold?
Dude, Hurts can't throw
last week I thought
it
would be Hurts, but because he has like experience. But man, I don't think he's a good quarterback anymore. He doesn't want to run anymore, and if he doesn't run, he's not that good of a thrower. Like Darnold is a better thrower than Hurts.
Yeah, he is.
Way better. Darnold is a better processor of defenses. Hurts sometimes makes really bad decisions and throws the ball away.
That's Darnold
throws the ball away.
Darnold had a wide open Zach Charbonnet on the first drive, and he missed him complete. Like he did. He looked great. He looked literally.
He's
Darnold has Charbonnet and Walker are kind of underwhelming considering what they were supposed to be at their draft pick. Besides JSN, they don't really have any good offensive players, some great offensive players. Like they've been playing well because Kubiak is so good at scheming these guys up. Like Shaheed was a good get because he's a good punt returner and kickoff returner. But like besides JSN, bro, it's not like they have world beaters out there. Like the Eagles playmakers are way better.
Way better.
AJ Barner?
AJ Barner's kind of a baller though. Do they still have Jake Bobo? I like Jake Bobo, UCLA legend.
I haven't seen him play in a long time.
Watch him score a touchdown against the Niners now that we brought it up. All of a sudden, you're going to see Jake Bobo scored a touchdown, and all the Niners Twitter is going to be like, who is Jake Bobo?
He went to UCLA legend.
Yeah,
Benjamin Cobb says Casper will choke, Pearsall will rise, JJ to CMC to save the day.
Love this.
And the Niners will be playing at Levi's South next weekend for the NFC title.
Do
you think we'll have another wide receiver pass in this game?
Yes.
No. You think they're going to do it again?
Yes, dude. Yes.
Dude, they're going to have to pull out all the style. They going to have to find some offense. What about Brock Purdy zone read?
Dude, all I know is when they get to the goal line, no one expects Brock to run, so they should just RPO and he should pull it back and run for a touchdown every single time. Like no one expects
It's better than play action pass to Juszczyk on 4th and 1. I'm just saying.
No, dude, the worst was the third and what was that third? No, the second and goal play before the McCaffrey touchdown, bro. When they just schemed up Jennings to run a slant and he couldn't get separation and he tried throwing it to him.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
That was a horrible play call, dude. That was
too much sauces. Is Upton Stout our best rookie? Yeah.
By far.
I also think Siegel has a bright future in Collins as well.
Is it kind of a dub that Brown isn't going to start?
Yes. It's kind of like a blessing. In
Siegel's better, bro. I don't know.
Siegel's been better.
Although, doesn't Brown have 2 of the Niners' 4 picks this year?
He does, but Bryce, that was Bryce Young literally threw the ball to him. I would have been.
He literally did. Yeah, it's not like Jair Brown's
in that position. I would have got the ball.
By the way, the Niners are due for 4 picks.
You've been saying that for 2 years, though.
They are due for 4 picks in the game.
Okay, we got Steve Lewis saying, did Kyle know the Super Bowl 2024 overtime rules or nah? I'm saying nah.
Probably
can't tell me he did. Siegfried says Adrian 1 gave me a ooh. That's what's up. And on that note,